High school football is more than a game. It's the pulse of a community. Under Friday night lights, towns unite, cheering for young athletes who give everything on the field. The energy from the band, the roar of the crowd, and the intensity of the players create an atmosphere like no other. These games forge memories and teach lessons in teamwork and perseverance that last a lifetime. The closest games become legends, revealing true character when every play matters. The tension is electric. Every fan is on edge, every second counts. Nail-biting finishes are what make high school football unforgettable. Recently, we witnessed two perfect examples: Grayson High, GA versus Thompson High, AL, and Bergen Catholic, NJ versus East St. Louis, IL. Both games were decided in the final moments, packed with drama and heroics. These weren't just wins or losses, they were showcases of what makes high school football so pure and compelling. We love sports for the thrill of the comeback, the underdog's triumph, and the courage under pressure. The players in these games fought until the very end, leaving everything on the field. Their stories are about resilience, belief, and the magic of a team coming together. These are the games that become part of school lore. They remind us why we gather under the lights, season after season. This is the heartbeat of high school football, and these are the moments we'll never forget. The stage was set for a classic, Grayson High from Georgia versus Alabama's Thompson High. Two powerhouse programs, both with championship pedigrees, met in a game everyone had circled. Thompson brought a fierce defense and explosive offense, playing with swagger and confidence. Grayson countered with speed, discipline, and a knack for big plays. This was more than a season opener, it was a battle for respect and momentum. The game opened as a defensive slugfest. Yards were hard-fought, points rare. Both teams' defenses flew around the field, making every play a struggle. The linemen clashed in the trenches, defensive backs locked down receivers, and neither side gave an inch. The intensity was palpable, the crowd living and dying with every snap. It was a chess match between two elite coaching staffs. As the game wore on, it became clear this would come down to a handful of crucial moments. Who would make the big play? Who would blink first? This was football at its purest, tough, fundamental, and fiercely competitive. Two great teams refusing to back down. For most of the game, the scoreboard barely moved, 13-7, a testament to both defenses. With the fourth quarter ticking away, every play was magnified. Grayson's offense finally broke through, tying the game at 13. The momentum swung wildly as the crowd erupted, but Thompson answered with a clutch drive, retaking the lead with a late touchdown. It looked like Thompson had sealed the win, but Grayson refused to quit. With seconds left, Grayson drove into field goal range. Their kicker, under immense pressure, nailed the kick to tie the game as time expired. The emotional roller coaster was unreal. What started as a defensive battle became a wild thriller in the final minutes. Both sidelines erupted, fans on their feet as the game headed to overtime. The stakes had never been higher. Every player knew one mistake, one heroic play could decide everything. The tension was almost unbearable. This was high school football at its most dramatic. The next moments would become instant legend. Overtime awaited, with everything on the line. The crowd held its breath. The game was far from over. In the chaos, Grayson's new quarterback, Deuce Smith, made his mark. In his first start, Smith faced relentless pressure from Thompson's defense. But when it mattered most, he delivered, leading the game-tying drive with poise and smart decisions. He looked like a veteran, trusting his teammates and staying calm under fire. Smith's mental toughness set the tone for Grayson's comeback. His confidence inspired the team, proving he belonged on the big stage. This performance wasn't just about skill, it was about leadership. Smith announced himself as a key player for Grayson and a name to watch nationally. In his debut, he showed the it factor, rising to the occasion when the pressure was highest. Grayson's future looked bright with Smith at the helm. Over time, each team gets a shot, and the intensity is off the charts. Grayson struck first, with Deuce Smith leading a flawless drive for a touchdown and extra point. The pressure shifted to Thompson, who answered with a touchdown of their own. But instead of tying the game, Thompson's coach made a bold call go for two, and the win. One play for everything. The Grayson defense dug in, knowing the season hung in the balance. Thompson snapped the ball, tried to run it in, but Grayson's defensive line surged forward. They stopped the ball carrier short of the goal line. The play was over. Grayson had held. The sideline erupted, players and coaches storming the field in celebration. It was a finish for the ages, an instant classic. The defensive stand sealed a dramatic victory. Grayson's resilience and heart had carried them through. The crowd went wild, knowing they'd witnessed something special. For Thompson, heartbreak. For Grayson, pure joy. This is why we love high school football. One play, one stop, and a memory that will last forever. The game was over, but the legend had just begun. Grayson's defense had written their own story, and the whole town would remember it. While Georgia celebrated, New Jersey hosted its own thriller, Bergen Catholic versus East St. Louis. Two elite programs, each with something to prove, clashed in a game packed with hype. East St. Louis brought speed and explosive playmakers. Bergen Catholic countered with discipline and toughness. The game was a back-and-forth battle from the start, with both offenses trading blows. East St. Louis scored on long runs and deep passes, but Bergen Catholic always answered. The atmosphere was electric, the stands packed with passionate fans. Every yard was a fight, every play a test of will. This was more than a regular season game. It was about pride and national recognition. Bergen Catholic defended their home turf with grit. East St. Louis aimed to prove they were the best. As the final minutes approached, neither team had pulled away. The tension was unbearable. Everyone knew it would come down to the wire. Which team would execute under pressure? Who would become a hero? The stage was set for a finish no one would forget. High school football drama was about to unfold again. The final minutes in New Jersey were pure chaos. East St. Louis, clinging to a slim lead, tried to run out the clock, but Bergen Catholic's defense forced a turnover, giving their offense one last shot. The home crowd erupted as hope returned. Bergen Catholic's offense marched down the field, making clutch plays under pressure. With seconds left, the quarterback found a receiver in the end zone. Touchdown. The score 20-19, East St. Louis still ahead. Now the decision, kick for overtime or go for the win. Bergen Catholic's coach chose boldness, a 2-point conversion for the victory. The stadium held its breath as the play unfolded. The quarterback rolled out, spotted Kaj Sanders in the back of the end zone, and fired. Sanders made a spectacular catch, 2 points and the lead. The crowd exploded. Bergen Catholic had pulled off the comeback, 21-20. It was a gutsy call, perfectly executed under the brightest lights. The Crusaders had seized victory in the most dramatic way. Another instant classic, sealed by courage and execution. In games like these, stars are born. For Bergen Catholic, quarterback Dominic Campanile led with poise, making every clutch throw. Kai Sanders was everywhere. His game-winning catch capped a night of big plays. For East St. Louis, quarterback Robert Pops Battle dazzled with his arm and legs, keeping his team in it until the end. These players didn't just play, they inspired. They showed what high school football is all about: passion, grit, and heart. Deuce Smith for Grayson, Campanile, and Sanders for Bergen Catholic each stepped up when it mattered most. Their performances were legendary, creating memories for a lifetime. This is why we watch, because of players who rise to the moment. The final whistle brings joy for some, heartbreak for others. Grayson and Bergen Catholic celebrated together, their hard work rewarded in unforgettable fashion. Fans stormed the field, sharing in the triumph. These moments unite communities, creating memories that last forever. For Thompson and East St. Louis, the pain was real, but so was the pride in their effort. Coaches consoled their players, reminding them that adversity builds character. These games are about more than the score. They're about the journey, the teamwork, and the spirit of competition. Every player left it all on the field, pushing themselves to the limit. The wins were incredible, but the effort from every team was just as admirable. These epic showdowns remind us of the beauty of high school sports. Pure, passionate, unforgettable. For everyone involved, it's an experience they'll carry forever. This is the magic of high school football.